Hey, I'm Alden, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why your divine masculine is running from you. So, first of all, I wanted to talk about the concept of the runner and the chaser, twin flame, and this can apply really to any area of your life and how your reality mirrors you, but your twin flame is your most powerful mirror. So if your divine masculine is running from you, the number one reason why that's happening is that you're running from yourself. Oh. And you may have heard this before. This may be the first time, I don't know. But yeah, so obviously you're probably not like literally getting up every morning and shooting out of bed like, oh my God, I can't deal with how bad my hair looks. I'm gonna run away from the mirror and go take off sprinting in the closest, baseball field to my house. Yeah, that's not what I mean, but like maybe you're running from something within yourself. You're actually like running from commitment. You're running from your divine masculine. And maybe you're even trying to be masculine, or like you've made up some false persona of the divine masculine within so that you don't have to deal with receiving love. And with giving love too. Like you might have mother issues where your mom was like not so nice to your dad, and you're afraid, on some level of like treating your twin flame like that, or maybe like you had a mother that was never around, really focused on her career. There could be all kinds of ways this could play out, and there's sort of infinite possibilities to the kind of mother or father or both that raised you, right? And the relationship that you have with them now. But there's probably something about your divine masculine running away from you, as in ignoring you, maybe even hiding from you when they see you, or maybe like being very sexual in one instance, and then very like kind of the opposite in another, just with their energy. So you're like, you're craving that, right? Like that attention, but you also don't maybe know how to take it, and so you're running from something within yourself. And maybe you don't even know who your divine masculine is, or you're not sure, but you know that they're not really like showing up in your life. Like there's no one showing up. But whatever the case may be, yeah, like you're running from yourself. And I've literally done the mirror exercise. And the mirror exercise, well, where is that book? So yeah, in this book, Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover, the mirror exercise is completely laid out. So I'll do a video on the mirror exercise soon, and I have some of my older videos where I do it, if you want to watch me with really bad lighting and doing the mirror exercise. So I'll make some new ones, but yeah, anyway, it's essentially loving yourself, but using that love in the most powerful way you can, to heal separation. So to heal the parts of yourself that you like actually like cast off from yourself, or believed that could happen. So yeah, your twin flame is running away from you. Well, where are you running from yourself? Okay, so you look inside. Is there any truth to this? Like any truth to you running from yourself? well, yes, like I'm just like doing this dead end job because it pays pretty well, but there's this other thing that I know that I want to do, but I feel like I keep getting further and further away from doing it because I have all these other things I commit to, and I don't even want to go there with this thing I want to do because I'm afraid. I'm actually kind of afraid of being successful and of feeling good, and I'm also afraid that I might fail and then never want to try to pursue it again if I even pursue the thing that I want to. So good, that's kind of a long possibility there, a long example. But great, so there's this part of you that needs something. So you identify this part of yourself, and this part of you is running away from their dreams, from their own success. So you find this part of you and you see what this part of you really needs to feel loved right now. And maybe she says, like, I really just, I need your full support. And so you give the feeling of support from your heart. You don't need to like try to somehow manifest, in this alternative reality where you see this part of yourself like somehow doing something supportive for her. You just give the feeling of support, and if that does equal something visual, like a visualization to you, then that's just great. Maybe she needs expansion, maybe she needs freedom. So you give her that. You give her like a really big, beautiful space within you, and when she's ready, you bring her back into your heart space, and that's basically the mirror exercise. So you love that part of yourself until they're completely reintegrated with you, and then you make sure that love that you've reintegrated with yourself that you felt had been separate is fully like in you and just integrated, energizing you. Like, it's fine to let that healing that you've just done be enjoyable, and to like really receive from that, even if another upset arises right away or a couple days from now. Like, it's safe to take some space, whether it's even a couple of seconds or an hour or two or whatever it is, and enjoy that. And then there might be upheaval, which is just kind of letting go, releasing the icky stuff, the patterns that don't serve you. So if you feel bad feelings after doing the mirror exercise, but there's like nothing really that's triggering you, but you just feel some kind of bad stuff, that if you let it leave, then you'll just notice that it's just passing. So you don't need to do anything because you've already made a new choice there in that place within to love yourself. So yeah, that is the number one reason why your twin flame, why your divine masculine is running from you. Now, what are two other reasons? Well, two other reasons are actually very related to the first one, you running from yourself. Well, how about abandonment? So running away from someone and abandonment can look very similar, right? So where are you abandoning yourself? And is this true? Were you abandoned as a child in some way? Were you kind of left to play on your own, shut up in a room and like play, too often, to the point where it didn't feel good? For just, as an example, I don't know, I've pretty much always loved playing by myself with like dolls and stuff. So, yeah, I found that pretty fun. But maybe there's like, something about that that didn't feel good, or maybe like your dad was never around. Maybe he it completely abandoned your family, or, it can just be the feeling too. I mean, it's so often the case where the divine masculine isn't isn't really as present at home, right? And so like when dad comes home, suddenly he's the hero, and like, but then there's not enough, it seems like there's not enough divine masculine to like, you know, really give you the full love that you need. So that might be it. And, or maybe you're just plain old abandoning yourself, and it doesn't have anything to do with your dad or anything like that, but you're just, doing something that's not actually in alignment for you, and you're abandoning this part of you that's like, hey, I'm over here, you know that this doesn't feel good, but you keep doing it. I don't know why. And it could even be something that looks good on the outside, like you're taking care of a family member, but it just feels really bad and it's draining and you feel put upon. And so you're abandoning yourself to do this other thing. So it's important to look at that. It doesn't mean necessarily that you stop, you know, taking care of the person completely, but it's always true. Like if you're not loving yourself first, you can't love someone else. And that also then goes even deeper. There is your connection to the divine, to source. So if you're not having a relationship, you know, in your deepest place with the divine, then you're going to have a hard time really loving yourself, because you're thinking that you need to love yourself with your own love, but your love is abundant and infinite because it comes from an infinite source directly to you, and that's how you love. And you know, when you receive love, that's also a source receiving that love too. So it's really cool. And so yeah, second reason then is abandonment. And sometimes that abandonment feels really bad, like to go there in your heart or whatever, you know, if you just close your eyes and go within. And it's just like, oh, like, yeah, I see this really like down and out part of myself that I was not paying attention to. Could be something even simple like I abandon myself every night by not doing the dishes and leaving them for the morning. You know, if it's really upsetting you and it feels like abandonment, then there's no harm in exploring that upset and resolving it. If it is indeed something that's upsetting you, there's no upset that is big or small. There's just things that are keeping you from your good, you know, separation. And you never know what little trigger might lead you to something much bigger too. It's like if you just see some kind of a small sign somewhere and somehow it initiates this idea for this, like, you know, big multi-million-dollar business that you have one day. Well, like, wow, you know, like who would have thought, like, this one thing? But you know, that's God, like, that's source, that's the divine. And so the more that you're practicing, you know, being your whole self by like not bypassing and looking at the parts of yourself that are upset, the more that you're going to be able to really like fully receive all of this juicy good stuff, right? So the third reason that your twin flame, your divine masculine, is running from you, and really like these reasons could also apply to the divine feminine too. If you are a divine masculine watching this and you feel like your divine feminine twin flame is running from you, then yeah, like pretty much the same thing, right? It all goes back to loving yourself and resolving those places within. But anyway, third reason is communication. So running away also looks like not communicating, right? I mean, like how many times as a kid did you try to maybe run away in order to like not receive, well, it could have been abuse, you know, it could have looked like discipline, but it could have actually been like too harsh or not harsh enough or whatever. but you're like running away from the situation because you don't know how you're going to communicate with this adult who is trying to hopefully, from a good place, like put you back into place somehow because you had a tantrum, or you need to eat your food because you're really actually hungry and being super grumpy kid. But yeah, like, so not communicating with yourself can go back definitely to like early childhood, right? And not wanting to communicate because it seems like there's something scary there. Or maybe your twin flame has told you before something that you didn't like. I mean, whose twin flame hasn't told them something that they didn't like? You can be in, harmonious union and have that happen very frequently as well. So it's not necessarily a thing about just like being in a state of separation that's gonna lead to this, but it's how you handle it. So it's like, oh, well, if my twin flame is telling me something I don't like or has before, and my response is to run away because I don't want to hear that, even though I do want a response from him and I'm waiting for it. Well, is that really attracting like communication to you with that whole other part of yourself? Your twin flame and you are one consciousness. So if there's a rift in communication, where is that coming from, right? It's coming from within your consciousness because you're the one aware of it. And so it is your responsibility to resolve it. And it might sound better to blame it on the guy, it seems easy to do that. Guys don't communicate or whatever. You want to say my twin flame is not spiritually awakened like me. They haven't spent like thousands of dollars and months in India learning, meditation techniques. I don't know, it's just like, it's all hogwash. Like your twin flame is you. And so, really like wherever it is that they've maybe perfected something or brought a certain refinement to your overall vibration as one twin flame set, then like you're bringing that refinement somewhere else that complements, or that same place is getting very refined. So yeah, you can make all the excuses that you want, but it won't ultimately get you what you desire. It will just give you your excuses. And the law of attraction is very clear, like you must attract what you believe. So if you believe that your man is not as spiritually awakened as you, then yeah, you might experience that in your reality with your twin flame. But when you recognize the deeper truth that you and your twin flame choose as one at the core, and that your twin flame actually, his highest self really deserves your respect and your love and your commitment. And it doesn't mean like you got walked over, right? Like in real life, like you respect yourself, but when you're bashing like something that's holy, your twin flame, like that is not good. Like the divine's gonna look at that and be like, yeah, you're probably not ready to be in union or harmonious union with your divine complement, because this is how you're treating it, and this is how you're valuing life, essentially. So this is how you're valuing your own life, right? Like there's some part of you that's treating yourself like that. If you're not communicating with yourself, that's actually abuse. And so you're abusing yourself somewhere, and it's not like bad you. It's just something to really look at. You're probably maybe numbed out to it and don't even know. So yeah, look more deeply within there. find out where it is that you're cutting off communication with yourself, where that disconnection is, and heal that. And you know, just don't accept that from yourself. Like, you're better than that. And you do deserve to like have that full flow of communication, and you deserve to be able to express yourself, right? And also to express yourself within. Like, if you're hearing from yourself, I really need self-care right now, I really need self-care, and you're ignoring that, like, you're ignoring yourself. And it's okay. Like, we've all done that. And so you also need to have complete compassion for yourself, but you can obviously make a new choice there. So yeah, 3 reasons why your divine masculine is running from you, whether or not it looks like you're chasing after him, is you're running from yourself, you're abandoning yourself, and or you're not communicating with yourself. And you can see how all 3 of these things are really kind of very similar, and sometimes, you know, just kind of all a part of the same upset at the core. So just take a look at that and how that resonates for you. And yeah, don't be afraid to do your spiritual work and resolve the issues. And then don't be surprised when you see results somehow on the outside. And sometimes those results may come in other ways too. Maybe your twin flame does reach back out to you. Maybe it gets revealed that this person is not your twin flame. Or maybe like your life purpose takes off for a while, and then your union starts to come together. So you can't have expectations for what will happen as you heal, but you just heal the upsets and you walk forward in faith, because your choice is powerful. And you owning that power, you know, it's God's power and it's your power, is going to really allow it to fully be powerful and not feel like a flimsy choice, which it isn't, you know, so there's no reason to think that. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave any comments you want to below. I've also got links for my coaching services, for readings that I offer, channeled artwork and commissions that I do too, and I do consultations. So yeah, you can check all that out below. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. Take care. Bye.